Well, we are live. Hey, everybody. It's episode 221 of Risk On. It's Monday the 16th, right after the conference. Jason Bartholomew.
How in the world...
What do you think of that?
Your interview skills have been escalated beyond belief. How in the hell did you pull that off?
I don't know, dude. That was crazy.
You were like leaning in with A-Rod, like you guys
boy.
known each other for 20 years.
Oh, boy. That was... Well, interestingly enough, I've known Charles Payne for 30-plus years.
Charles is great.
Charles was great.
Yeah.
Lee Steinberg was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I think the crowd loved Natalie Brunell.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
They loved
she was
Natalie.
great.
They loved Natalie.
And Perry Ann.
They loved Perry Ann Loring.
Wow.
They were big fans of Greg Foss. I mean, Greg Foss is... Guys, we're gonna post up the Greg Foss 45-minute talk as a regular podcast. I'm gonna do a dub in that says, guys, here is the actual event with Greg Foss. It's like you have to watch it.
Yeah,
it's like riveting. Did you see at the end where he was yelling?
Dude, I was telling him, like, Trudeau wants to ban him from his own country. I'm like, yo, Greg, just come stay in my condo in Vegas. Like, if you they kick you out. So he donated money to the truckers, and they're, like, holding it against him. Like, this is just mind-blowing stuff.
Can we go forward a little bit with the... let's go. Skyla's here, of course. Skyla, what'd you think about that?
Yes, I loved it. Even though I had part of the planning, it went way better than I actually thought it did. And I was so there for every part, and my brain was fried by the end because I was trying to learn so many different things. I was like, oh my God, there's so much going on. It was so exciting.
The Damon John thing was crazy.
Yeah.
Josh Altman was out of control. Anthony Scaramucci, everyone's blown away by that.
Yep.
Bradley was incredible. Chris from Bitmain was cool that he was there. The guy who founded UGG Boots was crazy.
Brian Smith.
Smith.
You know, he was
Charles
great.
Payne. Chris was great. Greg was great. Connor had the best finish for the year, coming in 5th in the actual Indy Grand Prix race.
Yeah, in the rain.
Aaron Schock, people went crazy. C-Rock was off the chart. Greg Reed was off the chart. A-Rod. I had so many people tell me it was they're telling me this. I'm only repeating what they say. I would not say this because I was involved in Little League inner workings. But we're going to bring up Kyra Draper, and then we'll have a second guest after that. Kyra, obviously, we met at the conference. Had you ever met me before, Kyra?
So I have not met you before. I have seen some of your podcasts live on YouTube. I did subscribe, and I have been very influenced by the things that you do share. So yeah,
were you able to attend both Saturday and Sunday? I mean, Saturday and Friday?
Able to, a moment of it, it was thrilling to me because it was my first conference. There was several different speakers who really touched me in very different ways and influenced my mind and motivated me so much more to risk on to the things that I do want to do in life.
Was there one in particular that was your favorite?
So my absolute favorite, I have two. I would say that it was Nicole Arbor and Brian Smith.
Yeah,
so
Brian Smith was good.
So her spunk literally spoke to me because that's who I am, and I love putting myself out there and getting out there and just letting people know who I am. Everybody deals with struggles, but it seems like she took hers and turned it for the best, and that's how I really love to live my life. No matter what I go through, I love to stay positive and just keep trucking on. I just like to keep staying positive. With Brian Smith, I feel like he had some trials and tribulations, but he constantly stayed going himself. And that spoke to me very well because I want to start my own clothing brand. I do want to be a model, and I feel like I go through a lot of different trials and tribulations.
But Kyra, aren't you already a model?
So I would say I am a freelance model. I've found work myself, but I'm not signed to an agency. No. I plan on it though, and that's a very close goal for me.
There were some people there, and I guess I got to get permission to whether I could say it or not, but one of the people that's a pretty famous person, said to me it was the very best interview he had ever had in his career.
And that's pretty amazing.
And he's been around a long time. So I was pretty thrilled with how the audience was. Kyra, what did you think of A-Rod?
I loved it. I loved the whole interview. It was very engaging. I liked the fact that he was asking questions and wanted that like the rawness of the audience, you know? So it really brought out my attention when he spoke to one of the audience members and he's like, you know, you can be a part of what I have going on. And that's not something very many people hear from somebody that influential. So it was touching to me. And I really liked that it was very personable and you gave people that opportunity to interact with people that way.
Yeah, I mean, one of the keys for me was to bring people there that I knew or wanted to know. And obviously you could see that some of them I already knew.
Yes.
What did you think of our interaction, myself and the guests?
It was beautiful and it was harmonious. And that's my biggest thing with life. I love to work in harmony. I like to be around harmonious environments. And I felt like it was so natural and it was just beautiful.
Kyra, do I follow you on Instagram?
You do not, but I can actually give you my Instagram to follow me. And
why don't we give it to the whole audience and I'll go follow you right now. What is it, Kyra? What is it?
So my professional Instagram, I don't have anything posted yet, but I am working on that shortly. It's going to be at Kyra, KEIARRA _ Draper, DRAPER.
Draper?
Draper, yes, DRAPER.
All right, I'll have to have Skyla find it for me.
I'll send you the link. I got it.
Oh, you got it?
You already
Okay.
found it?
Yeah.
All right. And when I follow you, hopefully you can follow me back. Or do you already follow me?
So I will actually follow you back
There you go.
right now. I'll go on there.
So obviously, the conference was good for you. How did you find out about the conference?
So my mentor, David, actually recommended that I go. I spoke to him about some goals that I have with wanting to model, wanting to take risk and actually just take a leap of faith. And he was like, you know, I really think this would benefit you and benefit your mindset and help you take that extra step without being so nervous. And hearing these people's life stories and their journeys will help you feel more relatable to them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it can let you know that you can do this too, you know? And I'm so happy that I was able to make it to the second day. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to the first day. I was in a car accident about 4 days ago and I wasn't feeling well the first day. And I really wish I could have made it to hear the first set of guests.
I'm glad you're okay. Anyways, Kyra, we appreciate your time. Obviously, you have to make that account unprivate.
Yes.
and start getting out there. One thing I was told a long time ago by Grant Cardone was, you know, don't be private on your social and get out there and don't make it perfect. Just get out there and talk about things, and it makes a pretty big difference. Hopefully, now you're in Vegas, right?
Yes.
All right, so get a hold of Skyla. You know how to get a hold of her, right?
I'm not completely sure, but
all right, I'm gonna have Skyla follow you on Instagram. She'll DM you and she'll give you her contact information. Hopefully, you can come in and meet us and we can catch up since you're local in Vegas. Okay, Kyra?
Yes.
Thank you so much, everybody. Kyra, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So do we have Oh, he's not. Okay, so let's move on to let's go for a really quick market update. If that's okay with you.
Let's run through that. Not much to see today, although the tech stocks were down slightly. The Nasdaq did finish down 142 today, 11,662. Todd. S&P climbed back over 4,000, 4,008. Dow 32,223, up 26. Bitcoin right now, as we speak, 29,601. Ethereum's at 2,007, and oil had a big move today. Oil back up to $112. So
wow,
yeah.
I saw some moves making. I actually saw. I don't know. Did you see that Mullen made a little bit of a move today?
For sure, absolutely. You know, all the Oilers moved up today. INDO, HUSA.
For full disclosure, we do own Mullen, and I want to remind everyone that we bought Mullen when it was a private company.
Yeah.
We have certain investment rights in Mullen, so that has been just an ungodly winner, man. Mullen has just been incredible. It's an engine.
I mean, it was
amazing.
Up $1.17 at the bell.
Right.
Yeah, big move today.
Yeah. So for full disclosure, we're not making a recommendation to buy or sell Mullen, but clearly, you know, they're trading well in a market that is not so good. I mean, the funny part about Mullen is, from a commentary perspective, Mullen as a percentage of the market cap of Nile is like, wow.
Yeah, I know.
mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, this is already disclosed about what we put in the company, and so to the extent that I don't have any commentary other than the market's going to do what it's going to do, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm distracted because Bezos is going in on Biden, and they're going back and forth on Twitter.
What is he saying?
Well, he was talking about.
I saw. Wait a second though. I saw that Musk made a comment about Biden too.
Oh, did he?
He said Musk said Biden's not getting a lot done.
Oh, that's pretty true. I mean, they were just
But
talking
what's
about.
Bezos doing?
He was talking about the last round of stimulus. The administration tried hard to inject even more stimulus into an already overheated inflationary economy, and only Joe Manchin saved them from themselves. Inflation is a regressive tax that most hurts the least affluent, and misdirection doesn't help the country. So that was yesterday.
Guys, everybody, I want to let you know that this show will be ending at the end of the month. There will be no more Risk On on every 3 days. This is not a show about Nile. Never was intended to be. And it's clear that this is a forum for really bashing and not really a forum for getting out the message that Jason and I want. So Jason and I will be doing the show. We just will not be doing it live, and we'll be doing topics we want to cover. We want to so Risk On will continue just as not a live show, and we will be publishing 3 days a week, but just not as a live format. Jason and I have made a decision that when we do go live, it'll be for event-driven stuff like BitNile, by event interviews and stuff like this. But just the random covering of the market just doesn't seem to work. I don't know how you feel about it or not.
Well, now all of a sudden the chat is, they're feeling kind of sad, it looks like.
Oh, don't be sad. Don't be sad. We'll still have live events, right, Jason?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I mean, but Jason, you run what is a growing network. I mean,
Yeah.
in fact, you run something. You're part of building a network of miners.
Yep.
That is relative to the market cap. I mean, we kind of got to admit, like every time we go live, it doesn't seem to help us, right? I don't. My format about this is that I don't think that. I think that being a live show isn't helping what you and I want to accomplish.
Well, let's be clear. This interrupts my day personally.
Sure.
We have to devote time to do this.
Right.
Right in the heart of the day, and being on the West Coast, it's kind of near the end of the day of the East Coast. So it disrupts all of my momentum throughout the day. And it's just I can get more accomplished in my day job.
And then when the bigger problem for us is there's a lot of people, as you can see, that we interviewed at the conference that want to be on our show, but it doesn't fit a live format.
At that
Right.
Yep.
So we're not saying we'll never do live events, but this sort of daily live event where we come on and then most of the conversation is about Nile, that's over. In fact, I would argue that since Nile has over $500 million of assets and the price is not reflective of it, I don't know that it does any justice for anybody really to be available about Nile all the time, right? So we're going to be terminating that part of the program. We will not be discussing Nile in any capacity going forward.
Nope.
So just so you know, you can make all the comments you want about Nile. Nile is off discussion from here on
You guys
out.
had your shots. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Ollie,
if you
keep
want to
taking
say
your
something
shots,
about
buddy.
it,
Let
let's
it
do
rip.
it right now.
Let it
'cause
rip.
Nile is not a topic we'll be discussing anymore. You can read the public filings and the news reports, but as far as me being available on a 3-day-a-week basis to have people, basically talk about Nile all the time. It's not the only topic we have. We have other businesses like a defense business.
Yeah.
We have a great, what I consider to be developing. Let's keep this in mind, folks. Let's keep this in mind. How many conferences has other miners had where Bitmain showed up and spoke at the conference? Mm-hmm. I'm listening. What was that? Yeah, that's what I thought. My point here is that I think it's a distraction for the management team. I think it's a distraction for legal. And I think it's a distraction for the company. We got to keep our eye on the ball. And the great staff we have here in media is still going to be here. We're still going to be producing a ton of content, but it's going to be targeted content. Now, we
Yeah.
are going to be live on Bitcoin Weekly. Tuesdays, right.
Yeah,
And
Logan-
tomorrow, we got a great guest tomorrow on Bitcoin Weekly.
Who?
Right? We got the guy from Bitcoin Magazine.
Oh, nice.
Q.
Oh, Q, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I'm pretty excited about that. Q's going to be on the show tomorrow. How do I say? Is it Q Marth? Is how you say his name? Q Marth will be our guest. He's a content developer at Bitcoin Magazine, and I did a 1-hour interview with him, and it was a great interview. Right? I mean, a really great interview.
Yeah, I just think just to go back on the show and what's going on here, Somebody said congratulations to the trolls. Now we're not going to have Todd and Jason on 3 days.
No,
a
I
week.
don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No, we're still going to be around.
The story, yeah.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
It's just we're not going to be talking about Niall.
Yep.
Boy, to see Connor Daly perform, what we did was we had an Alzheimer's caregiver day at the Grand Prix on Saturday. It was not the Indy 500. It's the road course at the Indy 500. And Connor started fourth, ended fifth. It became a timed race. It was a wonderful 14 turns, 120 minutes, 85 laps, whichever comes first. And it was raining there. But up next is the Indy 500, the 106th running of the Indy 500, 200 laps, 500 miles. We will be there. Alzheimer's there. The Bitcoin racing team, the new Bitcoin racing team will be there. And BitNow, a Bitcoin racing team powered by BitNow, by the way.
That's pretty cool.
I had dinner with Frank last night.
Oh, yeah?
And Rose.
They
told me you guys went out with people on the night after the conference or the night of the conference closing.
Yeah, we ran into Jason at
we went
4 in the morning.
We went to the barber shop.
Is the barber shop inside the Chandelier Bar?
Yeah, the Speakeasy and the Cosmo there.
Was it fun?
Behind the barber shop.
You brought a billionaire.
Dude, we brought lots of action.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. Right?
And then one of our parties actually had to disarm somebody with a knife.
Oh, the whole thing was crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Anyway.
Luckily, I wasn't there. Anyways, 19 days to go till the Indy 500. I'm pretty pumped about it.
I just booked my flight for the qualifying.
Are you coming with me on Thursday?
Thursday.
On my same flight?
Yes.
Oh, so we're going together?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
All
Excellent.
right.
I'm looking forward to that.
So that's good.
I'm really glad you're going.
Yeah, I had to go.
I was a little bummed. You saw me call you out. By the way, I tried to put you at the end. I didn't forget about you.
No, I know.
I know, but you guys are weird. But they didn't have extra seats. So I was like wondering for them where I was I going to have you come out and stand?
No, that'd be awkward.
Right, but they eventually put a seat out there for you.
So, yeah.
But did you see the part about how I called out how the minor connection came out?
That was great.
Yeah, I wonder if everyone got that.
Like, you definitely don't have Alzheimer's.
Oh, no.
You're like recalling shit from everywhere, all segments of life. I'm like, how the hell is he doing this?
Yeah, it's funny. People were freaked out about the ad-lib nature of it, but that's kind of the way it works for me, and that is I really get into experiential comment. I get to the experiential content, and you could kind of see that from Natalie forward, right? Where it's all the stuff. People don't realize how much content you and I consume and how much work we do to know what's happening in the space. So you can connect things like Natalie, Perry Ann. You can connect these dots.
You guys want to see some good podcasts? Check out Natalie Brunell. She's got Perry Ann. She's got Sailor. She's got JP Sears. She's got all these great people on her podcast.
For sure.
Just amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Is it Jorge? Am I saying it correctly? He's not on speak. He's live. So Jorge De La Hoya. Did I get that right?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I love the last name. Obviously, do you separate it? Shouldn't it be De La Hoya?
Yeah.
Not all together.
Sure.
So, are you related to Oscar at all, or no?
You know what? Yeah, he's actually my first cousin.
Damn.
No way, really?
Yeah, his dad's my dad's brother. So yes, we are related.
Oh, nice. So, did we get a chance to? I think we met at the conference. Did we not?
Yeah, we did. We discussed a couple of things about something about you maybe considering opening a dealership, a car dealership.
Oh yeah, that's you. Yes. Yeah. Skylar, you got his info, didn't you?
Yeah.
No, this is a very serious soft topic for me. Look at he brought up the topic you and I've been talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, good job. That's great. What did you think of the conference?
You know what? I was just impressed. I mean, it pretty much covered anything from real estate to Bitcoin to the mindset. I've been to quite a few. I'm already, I'm 50 years old, and I've been there, done that. I've been an investor, entrepreneur all my life, and I was very impressed. I was very impressed to see that the quality of speakers, the content, the range. The stories that pretty much can have an impact on anyone, and I think that's important. I think that's where it starts. The stories and the information, of course.
Yeah, it was a great group of people. What did you think of the A-Rod interview?
You know what? We didn't know that about him. I didn't know too much about him, and it was very eye-opening. I really like the fact that his mindset, even before playing professional baseball was, hey, I don't want to be broke. I want to be successful. And he started investing at a young age, and that was kind of new to me. I was like, wow, I never thought a person that's starting in a professional career would even consider, his future. But that was pretty good. I was impressed by that.
Now you are in the car business, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. These past couple of years, things have been going up and down in regards to the car industry. Just like real estate in a lot of the markets, they've been going up. The low end to mid-price vehicles, even the new vehicles. I mean, the prices are through the roof. So yeah, definitely we've been having to modify a little bit in regards to what markets we stay in, whether it's the new cars, the used cars, and what other viable ways to use vehicles as a way to run a business. So definitely, the market's moved a little bit, but we've adapted and yeah, we got different strategies to still make profit. The main thing right now is inventory. I mean, it's really scarce.
What did you what was like of all the speakers that were there? Who was your favorite?
You know what? I really loved the stories. I mean, even Anthony Scaramucci, I really loved his whole the business perspective of it. But I think in general, people need to hear that even a person like yourself and like Anthony, you guys, you're human first, and the human aspect of it was touching and really enjoyed it. Damon, of course, very humble guy, and it's all the same thing. It's about taking risks, getting out there. I think for the most part, it's a mindset, and people need to find that, whether it's in books, whether it's in information or seminars like this. They definitely need to find it. I think about the gentleman. I remember the guy that was in the audience, the bartender, I believe, right?
Right.
He asked a question. He goes, "Hey, how does a guy like me start?"
Mm-hmm.
He seemed to be struggling. He was kind of, he asked Alex Rodriguez, what was his recommendation, and I think he hit it right on the dot. I said, you know what, start somewhere, start small, make contacts, and definitely find people that'll help you accomplish whatever your goals are. And I think that's the most important part. It starts with books. It starts with relationships, contacts, and people are more than willing to help anyone that wants to start ventures or makes any type of investments. Well, definitely.
Anthony Scaramucci and I, when we first started talking, I was kind of, I don't know about you, Jason,
Mm-hmm.
but I know a lot of people don't understand him. I mean, people in finance do.
Right.
But I got a lot of feedback that people were blown away by his candor, like how honest he was about things that were happening in his life.
Yeah, for sure. I had a certain perception of him, and he actually changed it just during that interview.
Right. Well, from you, that's a big deal.
Yeah, for sure.
It was interesting, wasn't it?
He's super reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. He was great, and
Yep.
I'm going to Salt. That was great.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was really exciting.
Yeah. So,
what did
that
you
was
think
good.
of Damon's and mine's interaction, Jorge?
You know what? Back to Anthony and the whole show in general, the risk on the whole 2 days of being there. One thing I noticed, and like I said, it's not the first time I've been to some type of seminar where you get information, you get a little inspiration. Just you guys are so genuine, and that's what I felt from the minute I was there, and I'm sure everybody felt that way too. So on my behalf, I want to thank you guys. I mean, that's why I'm on this call, because I need people to understand that your group and the professionals that are there are just so genuine, and the speakers. A lot of the stuff came from the heart, and a lot of the message was, hey, you know what? We've all been there, and we can get to wherever our goals are, and we're here to help. And that was the most important part. But as far as your conversation with him, I was impressed by your questioning. Just what you were asking. I mean, we're trying to just come to his human side and find out find out exactly, you know, how a person becomes a billionaire or launches so many companies. And I think it came through. It came through not only through him as a speaker, but a bunch of even A-Rod. You can tell that everybody's interest was not just to help themselves, but to help others. And that's why I'm on this call. I think everybody there was genuine and
When you
Damon and,
when you would think of my goals for the conference and what I wanted to do, I wanted a tight-knit group of people. There were 300 of us. That part was really important to me. I wanted to go out in the audience and see everybody. You saw me try to get that done, although there was a lot of security. That was interesting dynamics.
Yeah.
Well, because there were a lot of famous people there.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
they were really tight on security.
Yep.
For A-Rod, for Damon, even for Greg, there was a lot of,
Yep.
you know. I know Nicole had security. We had provided security for everybody. Nicole, you know, a lot of people like Nicole.
She had security out.
Yeah, a little Well, we gave her the security,
Yeah.
but it was a requirement, right? And I was walked around everywhere. It was like, but it was a really, as far as what I wanted, Jason.
Yeah, it went smooth.
What did you think of it yourself?
I thought that it was jam-packed with nutrients because there was, dude, the lineup was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Where do you get that lineup?
It was blockbuster.
Crazy.
Yeah. And it was. I love Lee Steinberg. I thought
Yep.
he was great for
Yep.
sure. I thought Brad Lee was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, so funny.
And my wife told me her
laughing.
favorite was Greg Reed.
Greg Reed, yeah.
They love Greg.
Lot of
they
energy.
loved Greg.
Going around
Greg
just
was giving out books.
giving out
and
books.
It was really, he was very.
He was
actually,
super
a lot of people
interactive,
signed up
that's
for.
why.
You know, we didn't sell anything at the conference, but Greg made some stuff available, and I think a lot of people signed up for what Greg
You know,
was doing.
you know who spoke so well?
Who?
Frank.
Oh, he was great. Yeah, he was great. Hey, Jorge, you're in Vegas. I would love for us to stay connected. Skylar, you did give his information.
Yeah, I do. I
correct?
just double-checked.
Jorge, I'll be reaching out to you. I'll be reaching out to you and let you know. Are you going to be joining us at the Indy 500 at all, or no?
You know what? Now that I'm on, and most definitely, I'd love to go to California. I know you said there was a possibility that.
Yeah, there's a
something's
race.
happening.
There's a race at the Laguna Seca, the last race of the year, September 11th. So
Yeah, absolutely. Keep me in mind. I mean, if it's feasible, most definitely, I'd love to go. Maybe me and my wife, and definitely spend some time with you guys. I mean, I really appreciate all your authenticity.
Yep.
One thing I wanted to mention too, Greg Foss. I mean, he was so adamant.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's intense.
If everybody could have that type of passion for what he's doing, I mean, I was very impressed. But thank you so much, Todd, for everything, and most definitely, let's stay in touch. And thank you so much, and thank you
Mr. De La Hoya, we appreciate your time. Obviously, Skylar will be in touch because I want to talk to you on a different topic. But have a good rest of the week, man, and we'll talk to you soon, okay? Appreciate it.
You got it. Thank you so much.
Nice.
So what did you think of Natalie Brunell's talk? I thought she was very educational on Satoshis and sort of how it worked and how the network worked. What did you think of that?
She's a very key component for the adoption side of Bitcoin. The way she breaks things down, she's very, very, very well spoken. And of course, now that she's out, she's going to all the conferences. She's a superstar.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just.
You know what
great.
she wrote me? I'm going to read you what she wrote me. And it to me, this is mind blowing. She said to me, she said, I'll highlight it. It said, I want to say thank you. I didn't get a chance to say before I left to the airport. So sad I missed to say goodbye. She said I missed the rest of the conference, but honestly, what I attended was one of the best conferences I've ever seen. That comes from someone who goes to conferences.
That's what she does.
I know, and I was pretty blown away by that. She was a rock star.
Yeah.
I think Charles Payne was really. What do you think of Charles's presentation? I guess you have to be a little bit of a historian to understand his perspective, right?
Yeah, Charles has taken a bullish approach on the next, Roaring 20s
Right.
generation.
Right.
I could see that for sure.
So he thinks it's kind of a setup for the next roaring.
I mean, what he said about, how, government is, gives you just enough. They're trying to keep an entire generation or an entire group of impoverished Americans. It's quite interesting how.
Right.
I see his
interesting
point there.
perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys, we're going to make the entire conference available. I'll let you know when it's going to be able. We're going to watch it digitally. For people who watch the show Risk On, I want to be clear because I think I'm getting messages. I'm not saying Risk On the show is not going to happen. I'm not saying we won't have live events on the show, but the daily show will be more podcast style, right? Where Jason and I are interviewing someone that's important to us, important to the community. We have access to a lot of guests now, and what we've noticed is that they just can't make it at the 1 o'clock hour. So we end up having to film different things at different times, and I think we're going to focus on Bitcoin Weekly and then the Risk On show converting to more of a podcast format instead of this live news format where really, honestly, everyone only wants to talk about Nile.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Right. So and no one's abandoning Nile. I'm more bullish than I ever have.
Yep.
We are going to report our earnings on or before the 23rd.
Yep.
And so we'll be in touch about that. Obviously, this weekend is qualifying at the Indy 500.
Yep.
Which is hey, one of the things I want you to check out on Tuesday at 6 p.m. We're going to have Haley Lennon on, and this was a great interview. She's an attorney for crypto companies, and a Forbes blockchain contributor. Let's roll the clip on Haley Lennon.
What can Bitcoin be used for that allows you to sort of expand its usage? Or do you see it as just a store of value and not really usable in any other borrowing platforms, lending platforms?
In my perspective, there shouldn't be a reason why crypto can't be collateral for a car loan or a mortgage or even just lending out. And that's what's been interesting over the last few months, is seeing all these different cryptocurrency companies really running head to head with the SEC. I mean, Coinbase reported that the SEC said if you launch a crypto lending product, we'll sue you. They just settled with BlockFi about a crypto lending type yield product. So part of the potential for cryptocurrencies use in the US currently is being stifled by regulation.
Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to be Bitcoin Weekly. It'll be Jason and I. We'll have a special guest, Q Marth from Bitcoin Magazine. I did an hour interview with them,
Right.
which was great. Those guys are so smart. I really enjoyed the hell out of it.
That'll be fun.
Did you feel more knowledgeable about? I mean, you knew all that about Bitcoin already. Did you?
Right.
Did you think everything there you already knew, or did you not? Because I thought Greg Foss's stuff was like fascinating.
No, well, it was great when he broke out the debt clock, because we're always looking at that
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
show. And then he was really just hammering home the facts that Bitcoin, in his opinion, is significantly undervalued, and that now could be a good time to invest in it. And then he also made a clear statement: if you don't own Bitcoin, just own more than zero. That's all he said.
He was trying to basically say you can buy small amounts of Bitcoin Satoshis,
Yep.
put something in Bitcoin. That's
Yeah,
what he's
that's
basically
all.
saying. Don't do zero.
Right.
Do something. Get out there for your kids, for
Yep.
your family.
Just own more than zero.
Right.
I mean, that's a good way to put it.
Skyla, you got something funny to tell us? I want to go back before you get onto a joke, Skyla.
Yes.
I could sit here and shout out a lot of people. I want to shout out a lot of people. I think I'm going to do that on Wednesday, so I can really target it. But one thing I can say for sure is that Roland was very active.
Yes.
I was very pleased with the way he was out there talking
did a great
to people,
job.
running that mic around, making sure people were happy.
Yeah, we talked to a lot of people.
There's a whole entire team of people. Katana's team, Willie's team, Cliff was there. It was a very sort of intense amount of work. Could you see that?
It was really, really good.
Yeah,
I felt like the quality of people at the conference were really good. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like every person I talked to had an actual opinion, and they wanted to be there. They were excited to be there. And because we've been to a lot of conferences, so I have kind of an idea of what to compare it to. And I felt like the quality of people at our conference was just amazing. I was so happy with it.
If you do one this fall, honestly, it's going to be hard to top this one.
Yeah, I would say
Honestly.
to you, this was overwhelming.
It
for me.
was.
The response was the most overwhelming thing I've ever been part of.
Yeah.
What the guests said to me, what A-Rod said to me, what Damon said to me, what Natalie said, what Greg said, they could have easily said whatever they wanted to say. And you got to take your hat off to Willie Ames, the guy who initiated this, brought on Cliff to get us going.
Yep.
And there was a lot of work involved. Katana was a huge help.
You know what I forgot? Josh Altman. Wow.
Nick
Yeah,
and,
he
Nick
was
and,
one of my
Nick and
favorite,
Brett, Nick and Brett and his
Yeah.
team were there. Christy Olam got a ton of compliments.
Yep.
People love Scott. Christy, the producer, was like, I probably got like 10 people telling me, "Oh my God, I love Christy," and I'm like, "What's my wife doing?" And then I realized I was like wondering, what's my wife out there doing? And because all I saw was her sitting in her seat. And I realized they were explaining. They said the producer, and I kind of figured out that was happening.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So I thought that was, nobody brought up Nile. You know that the entire time? No one. There was all these people that were saying they were going to go at the conference and bring up Nile. Not one person brought up Nile. To me. Not one.
Well, during the Bitcoin panel, Alex gave his thoughts on power. And,
Alex Svetsky.
Yeah,
he was
Yeah,
great.
we had so many people. Right?
He was
It's
great.
hard.
And I align with a lot of his views, almost all of his views. But from a power standpoint, because I'm representing Nile, publicly traded company, I have to look at the pros and cons when I'm procuring power for our publicly traded company, and I have to look at the like Perry Ann said, I have to look at the policies and the politics behind the power. So although Alex, I hope if you're watching, I agree wholeheartedly with just about everything you said. I have to take into consideration the upside and the downside, the risk on, if you will, when I make decisions
Alex
for power.
Is powerful.
Oh, I love the guy.
Dude, he is a powerful speaker.
Yeah.
And special thanks to Alex Svetsky for zooming in, Greg for being on the panel. I tried to go around the panel was... Dude, there's like marquee people in Bitcoin.
Chris
It was
from
crazy.
Bitmain. He speaks perfect
Bitmain.
Chinese,
I know,
dude.
it's great.
The guy's
Incredible.
like a wizard.
I just had a great time, and I see people asking, what's the conference cost? Nothing. I can tell you why.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because what happened at that conference pays for itself multiple-fold over. It was worth every single penny. I accomplished what I wanted. I'm super proud of the team.
Yes.
Were things perfect? No, they never are. It was our first conference. Were they perfect? They were not. But the overall attitude, you got to love Frank. I got to love Frank Albo is one of the best human beings on the planet.
The way you pieced together the Bitmain relationship and how it interjected.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah,
that was great.
I mean,
Ashley's actually here. She's actually watching today.
Yeah, that was
and
great.
It's funny that Ashley has just her desire to be in Bitcoin when she was I think she was like 14, right?
Yeah.
Ashley's effect on this company is some weird, like something happening in the universe, right? That
So
ripple
wild.
that had to take place when she first said, I like Bitcoin, Dad, look at it. And then how Luke, the whole thing is completely insane.
It's really wild.
And how you and I met in 2017.
Yep.
And then we committed to working together. And then years later, we end up in Vegas together working
Finally
together.
get back.
Right.
And yeah, for sure.
I don't know that I could be happier with the company, with the people, with our connections.
Yep.
What we're doing with certain people that were on that panel. Lee Steinberg is absolutely one of the coolest guys ever.
What a pro.
Loved Amy and Lee for sure. Alex's team was incredible. Alex Rodriguez's team.
Yep.
Nicole Arbor is a fucking rock star.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think of Nicole?
Well, I thought the connection with her and Connor Daly was just like that.
Isn't that
tripped
wild?
me out.
No, it should trip you
Like,
out.
it
The
really
whole thing
tripped
is
me
like
out. I was like, that's
the worlds
very
are the
weird.
worlds are aligning for sure.
It's crazy. I love
Yeah.
it.
But I loved
So-
her. She was super badass, and I
Yep.
was like laughing, but then also very intrigued because it was smart. But then she also made it funny. I liked that.
People were from all over the country that were there, and out of the country.
Yeah.
that part was tripping me out.
I mean,
the people that traveled so far to be there.
Let me piggyback on what you said about what did the conference cost? It didn't cost anything. Coming from a business development side, my side, I can't disclose what's going on, but my God, what
Yeah,
opportunities!
It was stellar.
Yeah, just amazing.
I honestly, I feel like this is like a little bit of a victory lap because
Yeah.
I was freaked out. I'm not going to lie to you.
had to have been nervous.
I was very nervous.
I know.
And I
I
had to go
told
up
you
in
we
front
got
and
it
ask
handled,
all
though.
these people
We did.
questions. And I didn't want to use the script because I know them already.
I know.
So I wanted to with Alex, I wanted to just talk about things I knew about with Alex.
Yep.
And with Damon, things. Did you hear me talk about his farm?
He just like
that was pretty cool. I would love to see his farm.
You know what I like
And what
about-
about
imagine
the
how
part
cool
with
it
what about
is.
the part with A-Rod and my wife? Did you see that connection?
oh yeah.
No, I must have been handling
did A-Rod
something. I
ask
don't
He actually
know.
called her out
Dude.
when she says, "Are you a Leo?"
Are you a Leo?
Oh no, I do remember that. I yelled yes. I was like, yes, she is a Leo. I yelled,
Exactly.
yeah, I do remember that
Exactly.
part.
That was just crazy.
He's like, let me think about that.
Let me think about it.
Yeah,
I know
we
he
knew
knew
we were talking
exactly
about.
what it was,
Hell
buddy.
yeah.
You knew exactly what it was, A-Rod. It
Yeah,
was
for
awesome.
sure.
He was. Everyone was so incredible. I can't. Anna Lee, she kicks ass. By the way, Anna Lee is a model and she's a rock star.
Yep.
Anna Lee, the makeup artist, is a model
yeah.
too, and she's just a complete rock star.
Damon was cool because you know what he called out the Hollywood celebs and the athletes and everything. He said, "Hey, when I'm out in public, Like I'm on, it's on. And Andrea was talking to me about this. And you know, when I'm out to the farm and I'm fishing and doing, you know, whatever, then that's my time alone. So I thought he was just very relatable, and he took the Uber to the.
Yeah, we will have a ton of content. I mean, hey,
funny.
that part was crazy.
Yeah,
we will have a ton of content out on this conference. We'll make it available to you. We'll give a special code for people who watch this show to watch it. Everyone, we're going to see you on Wednesday. Oh, Scott, you haven't said the joke yet.
Oh, yes. Okay. So there's a Mexican magician. He says he will disappear on the count of 3. So he goes, 1, 2, then poof, he disappears without a trace.
Without a trace.
Good.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
Hey, real quick, one more thing. Anybody in the chat that participated or was watching via the live stream, can you guys just give us some feedback? Because I didn't ask anybody if the line,
Yeah, I got some feedback on live. And by the way, anybody who's in this chat that wants to see the conference and watch it, I'm going to make it available. But I'm not going to give out what you can do about it yet because it's not ready. And Randy is not feeling well, so
okay,
he is not available. But there was I got to tell you, man, it was a great feedback.
You killed it. I don't know how the hell you were able to just be so personable with every single guest.
The one thing I guess I got feedback on was the amount of superstar power back to back made it impossible for people to go to the bathroom. Apparently,
yeah,
I know.
Apparently,
that is true.
I was trying to handle things, and I'm like, but I want to see this.
Was
I need to go talk to people.
Was your thought process there were just too many back people?
Not even that. I just was so interested in what everybody had to say that I didn't want to leave the room. And we did have breaks. I mean, we did have a good amount of breaks, but it was so just intriguing. I couldn't leave the room.
Hey, Skyla, if you don't mind, I don't know if Brett will do this, but Brett, can you switch spots for a second so we can chat?
Yeah, that would be great.
I don't know if that messes up your. Okay, cool. For a second, so we're going to bring on Brett, Brett, what's your official title here? You're the boss, but what are you the boss of?
I am director of the studio management.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You're
managing
actually
the
our
studio.
technical director. You handle all. You're the director, are you not?
I am the studio manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of experience in things like this. You've been in a lot of conferences.
Yes. All the people. It's like being home with all those cameras and all that switching and
stuff.
stuff.
There were can you imagine
In
the
fact, they had the big brother to what we have, so it was fantastic.
Could you believe the number of conferences or the number of cameras and stuff? It was
it's fantastic.
It was
and
incredible.
Top quality stuff too.
Right.
You're going to see the same thing as if you are seeing CNN or SPN or something.
But what did you listen? I want some honest criticism, but what did you actually think? Because I got overwhelming response, and I'm like, well, I'm hearing it. It's me. But you've been to a lot of these things. What did you think of it?
I thought it was a very slick production. And even though behind the scenes people are working on stuff and fixing things, it's like they don't know. But to the audience front, it was slick and very clean. And if I had anything to critique about, it was a long way to the bathroom.
But what did you think of the actual guests and the process of watching the show and absorbing the information?
It came out really clean. The information was really good what they gave, you know. And so we enjoyed all the speakers. Nick and I watched the whole conference, the whole thing, straight on, you know. Even though we had to run over and take some pictures now and then, but we came back and enjoyed everything.
If you were taking the pictures of A-Rod and Damon and all that,
yep.
How are they going to get their pictures?
I was informed by Willie that they will make that available to the people via email, how they can get them.
Okay,
and they'll be
so
able
if
to
you
download
attended the
the
conference
respective
and
ones.
you had a picture with A-Rod or Damon John or Nicole, we'll make those available to
They're
you.
going to make that announcement, yeah.
Brett, appreciate it. Thanks
All
so
right,
much, buddy.
Thank you. Thanks, Todd.
On the tap? Oh, really? Let's can rejoin us. All right. Before we go, do you want to talk about the market at all?
Not really. I didn't really follow it that closely today. I
thought it was dead. I see Mullen.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm mesmerized with Mullen, but I'm not recommending to anybody. It's just a position we already have. I was mesmerized with the process. I got to tell you, there were so many guests and so much going on that it's going to take a week to thank everybody, and I'm going to thank everyone one by one.
For sure.
Jason, I appreciate you being supportive. You were on stage. Yeah. What was that like for you?
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, there was up there with the superstar panel, so it was like you're in the single A and minor leagues, and you get called up to the big leagues.
Guys, I appreciate it. I don't know what to say. It was an overwhelming experience. A shout out to Charles Payne, who I spent a lot of time with, who I had a relationship with 30 years ago. Wall Street Strategies. I just bought 300 of Charles's books.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I bought some books from Charles, and I bought those books from Frank.
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
it?
I can't read.
Astara?
I can't wait to
Astara?
read that.
Yeah, the
Astana.
Kazakh
Astana.
Yeah.
Astana,
Astana.
yeah.
Yep, it's great.
I thought that all that Astana is a beautiful opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And the people we met there were first class. It was really a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody, thanks so much. We'll see you Wednesday. I got to tell you, Wednesday. Well, Haley Lennon's going to be out 3 o'clock on Tuesday. We have Bitcoin Weekly tomorrow. And we have a special guest on Bitcoin Weekly tomorrow, by the way. Not just Q, but I have a special guest that'll be in studio. And she has pretty blonde hair. She'll be here. Could you guess who it is?
Yeah, I do.
can.
On Wednesday, I am doing what I consider to be the most important. What day am I having dinner with him? Is it Tuesday night?
It's on the 18th, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Wednesday night.
Wednesday night.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, I'm doing the single most important podcast I've ever done.
Really?
I'm interviewing the person who wrote the book about Kerkorian. And I wanted this interview before COVID, and it's finally happening. It'll be the longest podcast I've ever done. It'll be a private podcast that we'll edit and we'll put out. And Jason, I'm hoping that everyone gets to come and meet him.
Yep.
This is he's actually traveling to Vegas to see me, and this is a special treat for me. And really, I can't stress enough, if I can't, to everybody that at the end of the day, it was one of the funnest things I've ever done.
Yeah, it was great.
The people like Anthony Scaramucci, Damon John, Greg Reed, Lee Steinberg and his team. Perianne, all those people, Natalie,
All of them.
Greg Foss,
C-Rock, we forgot about C-Rock.
C-Rock was incredible.
Yep.
C-Rock did a great job.
Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
Brad Lee was really well liked for sure. He
Yep.
is such a good presenter.
Yep. Here we talked forgive yourself, start with a clean slate.
Yeah.
All of those resonate.
Everybody, it was just incredible. Aaron Schock was a
Oh,
great
yeah.
story.
Forgot
Was
about
that
Aaron.
cool? Congressman Aaron Schock.
That was
I
Brian-
love listening to Aaron.
The UGG
He's
founder
just so
was
great.
Brian Smith was-
out
he
there,
was one of-
dude.
he
It
was
great.
awesome.
And he came to dinner, brought his
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Yep.
So everybody, thanks so much. Obviously, as far as Niall is concerned, we will be reporting our Q on or before the 23rd of next week.
Yep.
And I don't really have much to say other than buy Bitcoin. Everybody, take care. Risk on, everybody. We'll see you Wednesday.
We're Scott.